We were asked to design the layout for the 2022 Carnival Food Fair at Crown Bay. This is the first time in Carnival history where the food fair is being held at Crown Bay. As you can see here, we have the existing facilities. My contributions to this layout includes the terrace that you see here, as well as the arts and crafts tents that you see lined around the terrace. And I also contributed to the walking section that you see that is attached to the terrace, as well as the parking.
My contribution to this project is the existing facilities within Crown Bay. My job was to lay out the entertainment buildings for Crown Bay that tourists normally go to when they visit the area. Although they won't be playing a big part within the food fair, it was important that we laid the buildings out so we can get a proper understanding of how the current layout of Crown Bay looks.
My contributions to this project are the black roads and the gray sidewalks that you see are laid around. The black roads and the gray sidewalks took many days, time, and hours to make sure the lines and angles were perfectly laid out to better visualize what Crown Bay looks like. What you see here is a replica of the current existing Crown Bay. We did this in a 3D software called SketchUp, then later transferred it to AutoCAD. You can create models, buildings, and other objects. We can publish it to the media or other places.
A contribution to this project is the scheduling. So the scheduling in layman's terms is like the legend of a map, but it's just an architectural term that we use. So in doing the scheduling, I had to research what departments carried their various symbols, like the police department, the fire department, the health department. So all of that I had to research and implement it onto the scheduling. So right here we have yellow, blue, orange, and pink that will be represented on the terrace. So we have yellow being arts and craft, we have blue being plants and produce, food being food vendors, and pink being cakes and produce. So all of that will be represented on the terrace. And for further information, you could refer to the scheduling.
Hi, I'm Shemang Strong. I am an instructor at Charlotte Amalie High School under the Career and Technical Education. My students had the opportunity to actually design the layout for the festival food fair for 2022. One of the directors came up to me, asked me if I would be able to lay out the Carnival food fair at Crown Bay. This was the first time that actually they decided that the Crown Bay would be the best place to have the food fair. So we took the chance and the challenge. I gathered the students and we invited the chair who's over the food fair, which is Luan Roberts. She came to our classroom and she actually explained to the students exactly what she wanted. She wanted a layout of all the vendors, including mobile, arts, craft, and everybody else. So we had to actually count all the parking spots that existed at the Crown Bay, and then we just started to collaborate and start to get to work.
This is the Carnival Village 2022 layout located near Fort Kristen that we collectively as a class did over this period. As you can see here in these 3 individual pictures, we have nearly perfectly captured the moment where all of our fellow U.S. Virgin Islanders and tourists gathered together to celebrate Carnival in one big town. Okay, we have the rides, we have booths, all the rides over here, we have the flags on top, we have some tents here. Okay, I feel like this perfectly captures the moment. This is exactly how it looks in actual village. And over here, as you can see, we have the Carnival rides straight down here. In all these 4 individual images, we have the tilt-a-whirl, which is personally my favorite ride, hoping not to miss it this year. We have this ride, we have the merry-go-round ride for the children, and we have this nice little silly car ride over here, just to add in a little bit more to the environment. And finally over here, we have the stage where all the concerts are held Everybody can party over there, everybody can do whatever they want over there, all types of fun over here.
And here we have the booths that my classmates and I designed ourselves, ranging from Maximo's Disco Restaurant to Things Taste Good all the way to Island Vibe. Each of these booths we created ourselves with our own imagination and personal preference of how we imagined our own booths would be like existing in real life. Like for instance, my booth, Maximo's Disco Restaurant, is a food restaurant that I imagined myself in an actual 3D model of how I imagine it would look like in person and in real life. Over here, we have a picture of all our booths as a whole and as a class lined up side by side next to each other. And here we have a picture of all our booths side by side all together with the flags, tents, and also a stage show, and a bunch of tourists, Virgin Islanders, and people from other places of the world enjoying our stuff all together as a whole and as a community.
Throughout the school year, I gave my students an opportunity where they could lay out a whole foundation of a house, where it had the bathrooms, the kitchens, the living room, etc. And with that, they were actually, like, bathrooms and kitchens are my favorite. They were able to detail a kitchen, detail a bathrooms, a living room, etc., etc. And as they got into it, one thing I love about teaching architectural drafting is every student is unique. If you give a simple assignment of laying out an apartment loft, every student apartment is going to look different. No one apartment is going to look alike. So it's very unique in the feedback that you get back from the students with the assignments. And it's always a question. The other thing what I like is because it was such a small class, they were able to collaborate. Like, how did you get that done? What did you do? What did you do? So they will always learn from each other. And that's like the best feeling ever. My basic goal is when they leave here, they won't forget what they have learned in architectural drawing 1 and 2. As an educator, I'm very grateful. One of the things that I learned over the years, especially 2021-22 school year, never say you can't learn from your students. I have learned so much from this particular group of students where they would go home and research, or they're doing something and then they come back and say, Ms. Strong, let me show you what I learned, and it's vice versa. Sometimes you see the frustration where they can't get something plot, they can't get something moved. And then we just go up on YouTube, we research it, and then the next day we all gather together and we share with each other what we can do to resolve this issue that we're having. So again, I am grateful for the students because I have learned so much from my students where they have learned so much from me.